Hey guys, it's Gloria, and today I'll be showing you how to make my homemade ramen. And yeah, you heard me right. This is my personal recipe that I crafted myself, so I hope you guys enjoy. The first thing we're going to do is cut up all of our veggies. That means slice 2 white onions, 4 ounces of mushrooms, and mince 6 cloves of garlic. Place all of them into separate bowls because we're going to add them to saute at different times, if you get what I'm saying. Next thing on the list is about 2 tablespoons of grated ginger. A little more is always welcome, definitely. You can put ginger and garlic in the same bowl because they're going to be added at the exact same time. I usually do that. You don't have to. If you want to keep them separate, do that. It's up to you. Last thing on the chopping block is this baby bok choy, 1.5 pounds to be exact. And these vegetables are literally the cutest thing ever. They're so vibrant. The white is so just white, you know? I don't know what I'm saying. They're just really cute. And I'm in love, honestly. It might be one of my favorite vegetables now. Since these are small, like baby bok choy, all you have to do is slice down the center and chop about 1 to 2 inch slices. Remember to not use like the little part at the bottom. I don't know if I should call it the root, but you know, just that hard part at the bottom. Don't use that because that's not edible. It's inedible. So remember to chop that off. Now, this bok choy is very, very dirty. And you might be asking, how do we clean it? Thank you for asking, because I'm going to show you now. Grab a bowl, place it in the sink, toss your bok choy in there and fill it up with water. Swish the bok choy around, rinse it, drain it, all that fun stuff. I usually drain my bok choy at least 3 times, and then for the 4th time, I don't drain it, and I just leave it in the water to soak until I need it. Yeah, that's it. While your bok choy is soaking in the water, head back over to the counter and make some chicken broth. You can use some store-bought chicken broth, but I prefer to mix chicken bouillon with water so I can control the salt and how powerful it'll be. You can use chicken broth, but personally, I've never used it in this recipe, so it could come out saltier than you would want it to be. I just recommend using chicken bouillon. For this recipe, you'll need only 6 teaspoons of chicken bouillon for 8 cups of water. As I said before, you can use 8 cups of chicken broth, but I don't know how salty it'll be since I've never used it, so beware, definitely. The next concoction we're going to mix up is a mixture of soy sauce, vinegar, or rice vinegar to be exact, and water. So that's just 1 cup of soy sauce mixed with half a cup of rice vinegar, half a cup of rice vinegar, and 2 cups of hot water. I try to make sure the water that I use in the chicken broth and in the concoction of soy sauce and rice vinegar is hot, so it doesn't bring down the temperature in the pot when we add it to all of our vegetables, if you get what I'm saying. You also need to add 3 tablespoons of white miso paste. Be careful because this stuff is super, super strong and very, very salty. So make sure you only use 2 to 3 tablespoons or it'll make the broth itself undrinkable. Undrinkable? Is that the right? Just very, very salty and inedible. There you go. I've made this once a week for a month and I have failed, well not failed, but I've made the broth super salty before and that was all because of the white miso paste. So definitely be careful. To a large pot or Dutch oven, we're going to heat up about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Into the olive oil, we are going to add our onions and saute them until they are translucent and floppy, I guess. When your onions are done, throw in your mushrooms and cook them until they are also floppy and deflated a little. As you can see, like they deflated a good bit. And if you don't cook the mushrooms long enough, they will be very, very strong. So if you like that mushroom flavor, don't cook it for as long, but my family's not like a mushroom family. After about 2 minutes, the mushrooms should be done and we can finally add our garlic and ginger mix. This is probably one of my favorite smells, just garlic and ginger together. It's so beautiful. I love it. You just want to mix that around for about 30 seconds until, I guess, it's cooked. Remember the white miso paste that I kind of put into concoction? Yeah, I remember I wasn't supposed to add it to the liquids, and I drained it and I added it to the pot with our onion mixture so it kind of spreads everywhere and gets evenly distributed because you don't want like a chunk of white miso paste. So now we can finally add our liquids. First I had the soy sauce and water mixture. I try to ladle it in because I usually end up spilling it everywhere, and I had camera equipment out so I wasn't trying to get myself electrocuted, if you know what I mean. No, I'm good. Same with the chicken broth, just ladle it in. Always remember to taste your broth. If I didn't, I would have forgotten my chili sauce, so you can just add that now, it doesn't matter. I usually add 2 tablespoons of sriracha sauce. If you don't want it to be as spicy, just add 1 tablespoon. Doesn't matter. It tastes good either way. Now it's time for our chicken, because this is chicken ramen, right? That's why you clicked, I'm sure. I try to wait for the broth to come to a simmer before I add in 1 pound of chicken strips. Tenders? Yeah, you know, chicken strips. You can also use chicken breast, but I recommend chicken tenders because it's less work, in my opinion. After 20 minutes, fish the chicken out. Ahaha. I wrote that in the script. Ahaha. Okay. Shred it with 2 forks on a plate. Shred the chicken with 2 forks on a plate. Remember to use a plate so it catches all the juices and broth that you accidentally scoop out as well. I didn't get to record it, but I'm sure you know how to shred chicken. When you're done shredding your chicken, drain and add your bok choy. I kind of learned that adding the bok choy into the pot before the chicken creates a cushion so it doesn't splash hot broth all over you. I mean, if you want hot broth to splash all over you, go for it, but it really hurts, so I do not recommend it. You want to cover your pot and let it cook for 2 minutes. Why did I say 2 like that? I don't know. Now that your chicken and bok choy are all in the pot, give it 1 good mix and put a sieve in the middle of your pot so all of the broth pools in. Drop your ramen eggs in that have been soaking for 3 days. I actually made a video on that and is actually on my Patreon. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out in the description. It has different tiers and different behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, I'd really appreciate it. Lift your sieve up and place the eggs in a bowl. These are pre-cooked, but I just wanted to warm them up, I guess. Not pre-cooked. I cooked them myself. It's just to warm them up. Now we can finally assemble our ramen bowl. Take a bowl, place as many ramen noodles as you want, and spoon a few ladles of the steaming hot broth in, and start adding your toppings. The toppings that my family and I always use are sliced green onions, cilantro, lime slices, sometimes lemon slices if we're feeling a bit crazy, you know, and sesame seeds. Slice 1 beautiful soft-boiled egg, link in the description, and place it on top of everything. Remember to put a dash of sesame seeds. Why did I say dash like that? Remember to put a dash of sesame seeds on top, and there you go. That's it. This ramen is definitely my favorite thing that I've made ever. Just, that's it, period. That's it. I'm not exaggerating at all. It's the perfect balance of salty, creamy, the textures are wonderful, they all balance. It's not, bland. It has so many layers and depth. It's amazing. I love it. Everything about it is perfect. I will leave my recipe typed up in the description with my Patreon link if you're interested. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye!